Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I am trying an aerial view video again. I used to do some of these here and there. I haven't done one in a long time. But basically when I use my better quality camera, it limits me to 10 minutes. Like my phone will stop recording after 10 minutes. So I am doing this intentionally to hopefully make shorter videos here and there when I know that it's going to be one that I could definitely talk for a half hour on this. So anyway, I'm going to get right into it. These all are going to Nathan, who is over in the UK, I think England. But in any event, Nathan ordered some stuff for me, some really cool projects, and I'm really thrilled to show you guys. So the first thing I'll show you, obviously, this is a Kabar TDI. This is the 2-inch plain edge. It is the single most frequent item that leaves my shop, a sheath for the 2-inch. He asked if I could do it in whip texture Kydex with Cryptek Highlander accents on it. So I just chose to try this sort of border design. I think I've seen some other guys do something pretty similar with like a taco style sheath, and they'll do a border all the way up the edge so every rivet is going through another layer. So I've done the border on both sides and certainly reinforces it. I've kind of tried to trace roughly the outline of the blade itself where it was convenient to do so. So you get kind of the look of the knife. I know it's not terribly pointy, but it's impossible for me to do quality finish work on the inside if I make it too much of a point. So in any event, with this you're getting the same thing you always get from a good Black Bear Custom Kydex TDI sheath. You get ballistic one-handed draw. You get excellent retention, no rattle, no play. This thing's not going to fall out on you. It's very comfortable to resheath. You can hear the click going in. It's not a super loud click, but you can definitely feel it seat into place. None of this garbage out there where you have to like fight and push and cram it in, and that's just not good, especially in an emergency where you gotta resheath your knife before doing something else. So in any event, I really like this border thing. It also serves to give you a wider thumb ramp, so it's a bit more comfortable, I think, on the thumb than just the thinner 2 layers of Kydex there. So that's a pretty cool feature. Maybe I'll start doing something as just a thumb ramp accent piece up top. I don't know. And then the last thing you get with my standard setup like this is that the eyelets are sort of strategically placed so that the tech lock can be oriented in several different positions per 90-degree side. So as it sits right now, the knife, we'll call the handle coming off this side of the tech lock, can be oriented in several different positions before you start looking at the orientation as coming off the top. Several positions this way, several positions this way, several positions. So it is it's extremely versatile. I think there's an angle in there that will suit just about anybody, and it's also 100% ambidextrous, so any of the angles you do find can be set up for the opposite hand. So I'm mailing it out like this, but Nathan, obviously, brother, you can switch it up and do whatever you'd like to do with it. Moving on, we have the Leatherman, and this is excuse me folks, yawning again. This is a Leatherman Skeletool. It is one of the more popular Leathermans out there that I do sheaths for. I do own one, so you wouldn't have to send yours to me. One thing I do recommend is that if you're going to get one that has double or 2 layers of Kydex on it, that you remove the belt clip. It will work with a belt clip on it, but it works far better without the belt clip. Let me show you why. Here's one with the belt clip on it. So the belt clip doesn't really have much of a place to go. It's trying to jam in here. You can see it, you can see it trying to sneak through there. So this feels stuck. That's about as far as I can get that to go in, because that belt clip is creating additional pressure. It makes it more difficult to draw. Trying to find alternative positions where this can fit doesn't really work out so well. And then so this is easily the best option I'm finding, and I just don't like that it puts the belt clip or pocket clip, sorry, I've been calling it a belt clip, puts the pocket clip off at this weird angle And over time I think you're going to slightly bend this so that when you actually do want to use the pocket clip as a pocket clip, it's really difficult to. And it just makes the tension way too high. So this is actually inconvenient to have that clip on there. I've taken it off this one so that you can see that it seats all the way in. It does have a very smooth and almost ballistic draw. All I'm doing is kind of lifting from the bottom, and there's like a natural breaking point. And just so you guys can see, this is not just a trick with gravity. That's popping right up. I'm not doing anything different with my thumb. You're just getting that one release point. You can see where it wants to naturally sit. Push it beyond that and it seats into place. Whoops. So the other thing with this is you can also turn it this way. You can seat it pretty far in there. It's not all the way, but it's pretty comfortably deep in there, and it still has that same breaking point, not quite as smooth. You can also put it in from the bottom. Again, it won't seat quite as deep, but it does sort of wedge into place very comfortably, and you can do that in either direction. So by far the best direction to go is with the Leatherman lettering facing outward away from you, and it fits just perfect. This also, as you can see, has the full Leatherman bit kit and extender, and so I've done this just sort of like a ferro rod loop, very simple. And then these are the actual extra bits that Leatherman provides. So I put them in this thing. There's a little divider and they sort of sit back to back. I really don't like doing bit kits, partly because they don't tend to Kydex very well, and yeah, there's just something about them. I'm not wild about putting these in Kydex. I don't feel really confident in them, and it's really awkward. If you put enough Kydex to cover all of the bits to prevent them for sure from being able to come loose, then there's almost nothing to grip onto. If you make it loose enough that that's not an issue and you can just grip this and slide it out, then your bits are going to probably fall out on you. And then if you don't do that, you're risking losing a bit, which is what we're doing here. These do feel secure enough that I'm not super worried about it. But the draw, I decided not to make these really easy to draw out. You have to kind of wiggle it and break it free and draw it out here. And you can do that to either one. And of course, once one is drawn, the other will slide right out. I did try to taper the bottom so that it doesn't just easily slide out the bottom. So you're not just going to lose them out that way. But they can come out the bottom with pressure. So just be aware of all that, Nathan, and anybody else out there who's looking to get a bit kit added to a Kydex sheath. I'm just not wild about it. I know it looks nice and it's super handy to have them all in this one compact setup, but it's just food for thought. It's not, I personally wouldn't utilize this for my own carry, just because I'm worried that something could happen. I could knock a bit loose and then I've wasted money on my bit kit. So anyway, Skeletool, I think this came out really nice. It looks good, functions really well, and yeah. Alright, so the last item, I'm actually going to do, I only have 1 minute left before the video shuts off, and that's definitely not enough time to represent this thing for you. So what I'm going to do right here is just give you a super close-up look at it all. Keep rotating and moving so you can see the intricate work and what you would expect if you ordered something with leather over Kydex from me. And then I'm going to shoot a separate video and just talk about this thing because I think it's it deserves its own spot in the limelight. This is a really, really nice system, and Nathan had some awesome ideas. So I'm excited to show this to you. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here, and look for the video on this thing. It's going to be PKS Grizzly and Kabar/SE Escobar. So something along those lines. Or maybe I'll just call it the PKS Grizzly Survival System, something like that. So, alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Stick around for the next one. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.